is the Week in Review, episode 244.
Seth freaking Rollins, and this is Bretto live on YouTube.
What is going on, guys? Bretto live back with another video, and today we are going to be going over Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown in a WWE action figure setup style from this past week. Raw was pretty freaking decent. We opened up the show with an absolute banger promo. We closed the show with an insane match. A lot of good stuff in between. We're going to talk about it all right now in an action figure setup style. We opened up the show with Drew McIntyre entering the Royal Rumble. He mentioned a couple of superstars, including CM Punk, and CM Punk wanted to get a closer look. His music hits, he gets a great pop, he comes out, and he's like, Drew, if you have anything to say, you can say it to my face. Drew says he's entering the Royal Rumble, and he's throwing CM Punk over the top rope. CM Punk says, no one's stopping me from winning that Royal Rumble, and no one's stopping me from main eventing WrestleMania. CM Punk closes his promo by telling Drew McIntyre, I'm going to throw you out last. So what if this actually is the final two in the Royal Rumble? It's either Cody or CM Punk that wins the Royal Rumble. I'm literally telling you right now. Stay tuned for the prediction video. It's going to be dropping like a week before the show. But it's either CM Punk or Cody Rhodes. But this was a great promo to open up the show. I was not expecting Drew and Punk to have a promo, and I enjoyed it. Tommaso Ciampa went one-on-one with Finn Balor. Of course, Finn Balor, one half of the undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions. In DIY, Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano, they won an undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship match. So, they had a little one-on-one match here. Tommaso Ciampa did get the best of Finn Balor. I was very shocked. Gargano had a little help on ringside because he had pulled the feet of Finn Balor while he was looking for a suplex. And then Tommaso Ciampa's weight landed on Balor. 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Ciampa did need a little help beating Finn Balor, which I thought was shocking to see DIY cheat to win. But they are definitely going to be getting an undisputed championship match in the future here. As far as this match, once again, I thought it was pretty decent. Priest was on ringside as well. Couldn't really help the fact that Gargano cheated. But it wasn't a bad match. Not my favorite of the night, though. This was intense. Kofi Kingston went one-on-one with Ludwig Kaiser. Ludwig Kaiser, of course, looking for a little revenge about what happened last week, because Giovanni Vinci, of course, got I believe it was a concussion. I'm not sure the exact injury, but he got injured, and his head basically got jammed into the mat by Kofi Kingston's dropkick, and Ludwig Kaiser wanted revenge, so he went a one-on-one. Both men ended up getting counted out, and I was like, really? You're going to end the match like that? But it wasn't over. They brawled on ringside. Ludwig Kaiser launched an office chair, legs first, at Kofi Kingston's face. Kofi gets dropped. It literally looked like he was actually knocked out. I was like, oh my goodness. Ludwig Kaiser gouged the eyes. He drop kicked Kofi Kingston's head into the steel steps, and I guarantee Kofi Kingston's going to be written off television here for the next couple weeks, because bro was wrecked by Ludwig Kaiser. I was like, oh my goodness. Ludwig Kaiser gets interviewed after the fact, and he says, Kofi took Giovanni Vinci's head, so I just took his. Easy as that. I understand why he'd be super frustrated like this, but this was a little extensive, especially that chair leg first to the face. That looked gruesome. That really did. Nia Jax and Rhea Ripley had a little promo here. In a nutshell, Nia Jax enters the Royal Rumble, and she basically says to Rhea that I'm gunning for you when I win the 30 women Royal Rumble match, and I'm going to beat you at WrestleMania for that title. I know you're afraid of me. And basically, Nia Jax just kind of bashed Becky Lynch because she was able to beat her last week on Monday Night Raw. Promo was nothing special. This was hilarious. R-Truth had a little segment backstage, and he talked about how he grew up with the Judgment Day and how he was born, and it was a bunch of baby Judgment Day together. And he just says how he deserves to be in the group and how he's always been in the group, and JD's no longer in the group. Just adding more confusion to maybe the fall of Judgment Day. Could you imagine if R-Truth was the ultimate demise of Judgment Day? Insane. But I enjoyed this baby promo, if you will. Piper Niven and Chelsea Green looked to regain their women's tag team championships when they went up against Kaden Carter and Katana Chance in a rematch for the championships. This match was okay. I enjoyed the miscommunication at the end. Piper Niven was looking for her little frog splash she does in the corner, and then she couldn't see behind her, right? Because when you do this move, you look towards the steel post. So Kaden Carter and Katana Chance changed the opponent, which was, of course, her tag team partner, Chelsea Green, under her, and Piper Niven didn't know she was down there, so she did the move anyway, and then it led to the demise and the loss of this match. We saw Caden Carter, Katana Chance retain their women's tag team championships. I really enjoyed that ending. As far as Caden Carter and Katana Chance as women's tag team champions, I think they're super duper cringe. Like, I know I'm cringe, but dang, they are cringe. I don't know if that's just me. Miz had a one-on-one match with JD McDonough. We had Dominic Mysterio on ringside and R-Truth on ringside, but was R-Truth out there for Miz? Or was R-Truth out there for Judgment Day? I don't know. The confusion continued throughout the entire match up until the end, where we saw R-Truth sort of distract JD and Dominic, who are on ringside. They both get double drop kicked by The Miz. The Miz sends JD back in the ring and proceeds to hit a skull-crushing finale on JD McDonough to win the match 1, 2, 3. So in a way, I guess R-Truth helped Miz win the match. So who is R-Truth siding with here? Whose team is he on, bro? For real. As far as the match between Miz and JD, I really enjoyed it. Don't hinder Jinder! Seth Rollins was cutting a promo, gets interrupted by Jinder Mahal. Props to Jinder Mahal coming out here, especially after being beat down and humiliated by The Rock last week on Raw. Jinder Mahal, we could all tell by his promo that he wants a World Heavyweight Championship match against Seth Rollins, and he's going to get it. What? Jinder Mahal is going to be facing Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship on Monday Night Raw. And if this is a Randy Orton situation all over again and Jinder wins, I will be flabbergasted. There's no way this happens. There's literally no way Jinder wins this. Don't hinder Jinder, though. You never know. Seth Rollins started humiliating Jinder Mahal by saying, "Throw a punch, Jinder." And Jinder didn't do it. He waited till Seth Rollins turned around. Typical heel move. He attacks Seth, and then it ends up in an all-out brawl. But Jinder does not get stomped, but he does hightail. He does run out of the ring and leave Seth Rollins on top. But Jinder didn't get taken out by Seth, and he got himself a World Championship match. What a W for Jinder, bro. Especially after getting taken out by The Rock. It's the debut of my brand new Elite Otis figure in the Weekend Review setups. He went one-on-one with Ivar in a match. This was okay. I prefer Bronson Reed going one-on-one with Ivar. I think their matches are better, but this match still wasn't half bad. We saw Otis catch Ivar after a springboard, which was pretty dope, but in the end, we saw Ivar jump off the top rope with his little moonsault that he does, or little big moonsault that he does, to Otis, and then he was able to pick up the victory 1, 2, 3, and then Akira Tozawa still wants beef with Ivar, so I guess he's going to be facing Ivar again in the future. We'll see. But it was kind of sad seeing Otis take the L. Shinsuke Nakamura in the main event of the show looked to tear a page out of the story of Cody Rhodes in this no disqualification match when he went up against Cody Rhodes. This wasn't scheduled as a no DQ match, but until they brawled backstage, so it turned into a no disqualification match. The match was pretty decent. My favorite part was definitely when Shinsuke Nakamura went for the mist on Cody. Cody ducked it because he's been hitting it so much on him, and Shinsuke Nakamura misted one of the WWE officials down in the ringside area. I was like, whoa, that was sick. It looked like a crimson mask. It looked like a bunch of blood, but it wasn't, obviously. In the end, we did see Shinsuke Nakamura go for the Kinshasa kick through a table to Cody Rhodes. He misses it, goes right through the table, and then Cody hits the crossroads 1, 2, 3 on Shinsuke Nakamura to pick up the victory. Main event here, another chapter in the story of Cody Rhodes. Does he beat Roman at Mania? That is the massive question. I want to go to WrestleMania 40 so bad. I'm going to try to make that happen. I want to film so many videos down in Mania 40, and freaking I want to go to WrestleMania 40, bro. That was Monday Night Raw on a WWE action figure setup style. If I had to rank Raw this week, I'm going to give Raw a 3 out of 5. I thought it was a pretty decent show, but there was some weak matches and weak stuff, no doubt about that. I liked the beginning, I liked the end. There was some decent stuff in between. In a nutshell, that's how it went. Jumping into SmackDown, this SmackDown taking place in Nebraska. Not a bad crowd whatsoever. We opened up the show, or should I say, we were supposed to open up the show with Cameron Grimes going one-on-one with Grayson Waller, but it got interrupted because the Bloodline were pissed. They come out, they attack Cameron Grimes, Solo, and Jimmy to be exact. They start attacking him. The match gets postponed. Grayson Waller leaves the ring, claims that he's undefeated all night, and then Jimmy Uso and Solo are in the center of the ring, and Nick Aldis grabs the attention of Paul Heyman, and Nick Aldis makes a 6-man main event match in the main event, a 6-man tag. Nick Aldis first says it's going to be Roman Reigns, Jimmy Uso, and Solo going up against Randy Orton, LA Knight, and AJ Styles in a 6-man tag team match, but that changed because, of course, Roman Reigns wasn't here tonight. He'll be here next week for a contract signing, which I'm excited for, but of course, Roman Reigns isn't here, so we're not going to get that 6-man tag, but Nick Aldis gave Paul Heyman the challenge of finding a third man to make it 3-on-3. But if he doesn't find anybody, it'll just be a 2-on-3 handicap match. Of course, Nick Aldis not abusing his power, but showing off his power in the beginning of the show, and I liked it. Angel and Humberto went up against Cruz del Toro and Joaquin Wilde in a tag team match. First action we're seeing from Angel and Humberto in a long time, and they looked great as a tag team. They had some cool gear, by the way. Santos Escobar, of course, was on ringside for this tag match, which was a great tag match, by the way. In the end, we did see the return of Carlito, who grabbed the attention of Santos Escobar off of commentary, and they fought into the crowd. It led to which I thought was going to be the victory for LWO, but no. Angel Garza was able to turn it around, pin, I believe it was Cruz del Toro, and he grabbed the ropes, so technically he cheated to win anyway, but I was like, what? I really thought after that Carlito return we were going to see the win of the LWO, but no, we did not. Santos' team is looking pretty good. I like his new family, as he calls them. Of course, Humberto and Angel, which I am excited to see what they are going to be all about. I enjoyed the return of Carlito. I enjoyed this all around. Logan Paul is planning on suing Kevin Owens for using his broken hand wrist brace to punch him in the face, and Kevin Owens responded by inviting Logan Paul to the Kevin Owens show next week on SmackDown. So we're going to be seeing an episode of the KO show, special guest Logan Paul, next week on Friday Night SmackDown, and I'm very excited for it. They had 2 little promos backstage. They weren't actually at the venue live, which would have been cool, but hey, next week we're going to get KO show, baby, so I'm excited. Tyler Bate has asked Pete Dunne, who are you? You're done with the Brawling Brutes. You're not going to tag with me, so what are you? What is your name? They hinted at Butch changing his name back to Pete Dunne. They were in like some sort of pub, like tavern, and they were just chilling at a table and they were just talking. You know, Tyler Bate was trying to knock some sense into Butch, and he wants him to change his name back to Pete Dunne. He didn't say that, but that's of course what he was hinting at, and I'm excited to see Pete Dunne run as a singles guy on SmackDown, because he's brutal, dude. He's the bruiserweight. Bring that back. This Butch identity has really just taken away from the original Pete Dunne identity that I literally have not forgot about. He's amazing. I do have him set up there with the United Kingdom Championship because it looks dope. Dude, I hope Tyler Bate stays on SmackDown. Easily my favorite match of the night. Shockingly, Bayley went one-on-one with Bianca Belair with all of Damage Control on ringside for Bayley. Nobody on ringside for Bianca. Hey, guess who won? Hey, this was a great match. I really enjoyed it. It was long. It was well drawn out, and it was just a really good match. I'm not just saying that. It was really freaking solid. In the end, we saw Bayley send Bianca to the outside of the ring. Bayley started distracting the referee in order for Damage Control to take advantage and start beating up and getting some cheap shots in on Bianca, but they didn't. They thought, hey, Bayley doesn't need any help. She's got this in the bag. But she didn't. Bianca goes back in the ring, hits the spear on Bayley, hits the KOD on Bayley, and wins the match with all 4 of these women on ringside. Like, how does that even make sense? Bayley would later approach them and be like, why didn't you guys help out? And then Dakota basically just said, we thought you had it, man. We thought you had it. But this was a solid match. I really enjoyed it. The controversy with Damage Control and Bayley continues too. Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits came out, and of course they're calling out AOP and Karrion Kross. They want him in the ring. They want to take him out. They don't come out. We get a little video package of Karrion Kross and AOP revealing their new tag team name. That will be the New Testament, which I'm curious to see how that name is going to work with the team. I think it's not bad. It kind of reminds me of the Judgment Day name. I don't know why, but it just does. We only saw Paul Ellering. That's it. He came up by the Titantron and he pointed towards the screen for that promo video when they announced their tag team name. And yeah, I guess we'll see where this goes. I would assume it's going to lead to a 6-man tag team match, probably at the Royal Rumble, maybe? I don't know. This brand new Austin Theory that I made in a short recently on the YouTube channel. Check it out. He went one-on-one with Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes, I believe, is an official SmackDown superstar. When he shoots, he doesn't miss. But he missed tonight because he went for a move on Austin Theory in the corner and didn't work out too well. Austin Theory landed right on his head and I believe got a concussion just like Giovanni Vinci did a week ago on Raw. What is with the injuries? Stop with the injuries. I hate seeing wrestlers get injured. Austin Theory, I'd assume Austin Theory got injured. They weren't very specific on who, but yeah, it was a real injury, and this match was stopped due to referee stoppage. Carmelo Hayes got the win because Austin Theory couldn't continue. I would assume. So yeah. Get well soon, Austin Theory, I guess. This was kind of unfortunate. It was our main event of the show. It was AJ Styles, LA Knight, and Randy Orton going up against Solo Sikoa and Jimmy Uso. No, Paul Heyman could not find a third tag team partner. Nobody wanted to team with the Bloodline. They didn't. Nobody wanted to face Randy, Knight, and AJ Styles. And who would want to team with Solo and Jimmy, bro? They're the bad guys in the locker room. Nobody would want to team with them. Before the match, they looked for the upper hand by attacking Randy Orton. But it didn't work out because late match, Randy Orton's music hits. Similar to at War Games, he likes making that little pop entrance right at the end. He runs down, he wins the match for the team, hits a little RKO on Jimmy Uso, who takes the pinfall. Jimmy Uso's really good for that, taking pinfalls in tag matches. What happened after the match really shocked me. AJ Styles and LA Knight were not working well together during the match, but after the match, they put their differences aside. Enemy of my enemy is my friend. And that showed after this match. LA Knight, AJ Styles, and Randy Orton teamed up to do a triple powerbomb to Solo Sikoa through the announce desk. Exactly what the Shield used to do. Roman, Seth, and Ambrose, of course. And it was awesome. A triple powerbomb with these three men to Solo Sikoa was sick. They took out Jimmy Uso as well. Paul Heyman called Roman Reigns. You guys know the dealio with that. This was awesome, though. This was freaking epic. It was odd seeing Solo Sikoa taken out the way that he was. Normally, he's dishing out the pain, but he received some pain tonight. But yes, guys, that was SmackDown in a setup style. Definitely not as good of an episode as SmackDown as last week was. Last week I gave SmackDown a solid 5 out of 5. This week I'm going to give SmackDown a solid 3 out of 5. Overall, not a bad episode of SmackDown. 3 out of 5, still not a bad rating. You guys let me know your ranking down in the comments down below, and I'll see y'all next time. Bretto Live is signing out.